Welcome in to Rover Sports, and we are here today to look at Daniel Jones and to look at this Giants offense against the Arizona Cardinals. There were some definite takeaways in this game that we could talk about, and we're going to talk about some of the issues here. Everybody is held accountable for this loss, especially the running defense, allowing Chase Edmonds to get 3 touchdowns. But we're going to look at the offensive side of the football. So let's look at this first play, which is an interception here for Daniel Jones. And it's worth noting here the situation, which is 3rd and 13. So your odds of completing this pass are very slim to begin with. So this is a terrible position for the offense to be put in, and it's 3rd and 13. The Cardinals have 2 deep safeties, so it is cover 2. Patrick Peterson then going to get the relay call from the safeties that it is going to be cover 2. Daniel Jones is going to take this snap right here, and this safety kind of comes up a little bit. So this safety here is going to be roaming. But the point is here, this defender right here, this slot corner here is also going to be playing zone coverage. So he's going to be playing zone, and what he does really well is this slot corner does an excellent job. He gets out here, kind of covers the flat. His eyes are to the quarterback, and he's doing a sensational job because he knows he has Peterson here in this spot. Saquon Barkley is not to this guy's side at all, so he has no responsibilities, and it's 3rd and 13, so anything in the flat is non-void. The pocket is very congested here for Daniel Jones, and instead of Jones leaking out here, which he could do to extend a play, which is what a lot of young quarterbacks do, Daniel Jones usually stays in this phone booth of a pocket, which I like that he's a pocket passer. Sometimes guys are too quick to run, but at the same time, life is difficult when you're not moving out and extending a play. So when they're in this cover 2 zone, they're only rushing 4 guys. So there's 7 guys here in defense, and there's only 4 guys running this route. And this route is just almost impossible to complete for Daniel Jones, period. I mean, right here, this guy is not open, and plus, Patrick Peterson is already covering this receiver, and there's no point, there's no shielding, there's no pick play here. So this guy right here is just reading Jones's eyes, and he's playing this portion of the field. And he's just going to easily jump this route because what is he going to worry about Patrick Peterson getting beat by the receiver running out here? I mean, come on, that's not going to happen. So Daniel Jones steps up here. This linebacker here is also playing in zone coverage, so it's important to know, can Ingram separate? And Ingram and here, these routes are almost, I think they're way too close together because it would be nice to get Ingram on a safety, and this linebacker here, the spacing is terrible. So this linebacker is in great position wherever the ball is thrown. And Daniel Jones here, again, the pocket is terrible, and combined with this kind of zone look, it just is a very difficult throw to get away. So it's just a bad decision, but you're in 3rd and 13, so the decision is actually no decision. The decision is running and maybe running for like 8 yards and punting the ball. That's maybe the decision on 3rd and 13 instead of turning the ball over. So it's a tough play, and it's a learning experience. But again, 3rd and 13, the entire offense is at fault right there. And also, I mean, let's see if we can even look right here to the pocket. Okay. Maybe we can look at here in the pocket. So Jalapeno there, you see them get stood up. The offensive line the entire game just did a really poor job of protection. Okay. So let's continue to look onwards. 3rd and 17, Jones tried to make a really good throw, and he did. Let's look at a couple of plays right here from Jones. So this is a good play by Daniel Jones. I like here how Jones gets through his progressions, and the blocking is very good. And Golden Tate in this game, I thought that he played really well when evaluating the tape. This is a really good route too, a great pick play, and Jones here slides really well and delivers a great ball in stride to Tate, who gets upfield. So this is a pretty play by Pat Shurmur, and it's a simple play, okay? And then we're going to look at the touchdown pass from Daniel Jones. Touchdown to Rhett Ellison. So here, what do the Cardinals kind of show? Kind of show right here, you have one deep safety, but it is zone coverage. So this guy's kind of back too. It's a little bit of zone coverage here. Looks like cover 1 zone. And, but they only rush 4 guys, and it's a good aggressive concept by Pat Shurmur. He's going to run like these 2 verticals, and it's great because you're 2-for-1ing this guy. You're 2-for-1ing this cornerback right here. So Daniel Jones had a lot of different ways to go. Daniel Jones could have thrown it down the seam right here. Could have thrown it out in the flat. Instead, Jones is going to decide to throw the ball down the middle of the field. Now, Jones also doesn't do a great job here of sliding to his left. He lets the protection kind of get in his face. And here Daniel Jones is eyeing the safety, but this is just a terrible play by the safety, to be honest with you. On tape, it looks like a great touchdown, and again, I might sound like a hater of Daniel Jones, but I'm just trying to be objective here in evaluating the tape. I was the one guy that encouraged patience or just said wait and see on draft night. I wasn't the one, panicking on draft night. But I'm not going to say that Daniel Jones is phenom quarterback. I mean, we have to wait and see, with Jones. So this throw right here is in the air, and this safety sees the ball coming in, and it's a high throw. But there the safety waits for Rhett Ellison. He doesn't high point this ball at all. Maybe he doesn't want interference, but that safety there needs to be more aggressive, honestly. And maybe it's a big guy in Rhett Ellison, so it's better. But still, the throw was honestly, Daniel Jones should have maybe slid to his left. And if Daniel Jones slid to his left, he would have been able to really hit this ball down the seam pretty easily. I would have wanted a seam ball to the wide receiver right in this hole right here. But, apparently maybe with the safety here, maybe it was thrown in enough time. I don't know. I just didn't like how he lobbed it, and I just wanted more velocity, but I guess beggars aren't choosers, and hey, it turned into a great touchdown, so I don't want to sound like, one of those guys. Like, I don't want to be somebody that is spoiled there. I'm just saying that safety had a chance to make a play on the ball, and it was just lobbed in there. I wanted a dart down this half right here, a nice dart to a wide open receiver streaking. I would have loved that instead. And Daniel Jones here, what he does is he almost hangs in the pocket to a fault. Because Jones is going to get wedged in there, and then Jones decides to perch back, right where the pressure is. But Jones still has the talent to oversee this throw, and hey, it worked out. Okay, it worked out well. Probably my favorite play from Jones in the entire game, because this is why height matters. I was watching Tom Brady do this too. When you're 6'4", 6'5", 6'3" is the benchmark, you are able to then throw down to targets. And that's what Jones does here. He is able to throw down to a target as he's facing a lot of duress. And he's reading this coverage as cover 2. And Daniel Jones here, it's a great route by Benny Fowler. And Jones puts on a perfect throw. I mean, this is part of Jones' greatness. He made a couple of great throws in this game today, and this was one of them. Daniel Jones here, under duress, throwing down at the receiver with a quick release. That was terrific. Footwork was great. So I really like that throw from Daniel Jones. Still in the second quarter with 4 minutes left here, and we're still in shotgun. And I believe that it's a 3-point game at this time. So, to me, the Giants only ran the ball 18 times. They threw it 35 times. The Giants in the NFL, and I know Saquon Barkley hasn't been playing, but the Giants rank 25th in the NFL in terms of rushing attempts. And they have Saquon Barkley playing at running back. And they only ran the ball 18 times in the game. And in fact, Saquon only ran the ball 18 times in the game. So just unacceptable. You're just putting your rookie quarterback in a position to fail when you're not running it as much. And the Cardinals, they rank 25th in rushing defense, and it's a rainy day, and your offensive line is a run-blocking offensive line. Will Hernandez is a good run blocker. He's not a great pass blocker. Kevin Zeitler's an excellent run blocker. Mike Remmers is not a good pass blocker, and yet Shurmur's taking Gettleman's personnel, and they're not running the damn football, and it's so stupid and it's so frustrating. This is tremendous by Daniel Jones. This just shows the quick release that Daniel Jones has talent that he can play in the NFL, because this isn't an easy throw, because this safety is going to come down here, it's a man-to-man kind of underneath. It ends up being a cover 1 with a rover here as the safety, and Daniel Jones here has to throw off anticipation, and he does, to Golden Tate, and that's why it's great having a reliable slot receiver in Golden Tate. I know Sterling Shepard hasn't been playing. It will be nice to get Shepard back in the game. But that's a great throw by Daniel Jones here. Really seeing the throw, throwing it with great velocity, and leading Tate. So Jones is playing really well in a lot of spots. And then watch Daniel here. I mean, this is absolutely excellent. This is cover 3. 3 deep safeties. And this is an excellent shot right here. This is excellent because you have Golden Tate take out, I believe, Patrick Peterson. Then you're going to have just really good anticipation by Jones here. He throws it to Evan Ingram. Jones, too, eyes up that safety, knows that he's going to have a spot to come back to Evan Ingram if possible, and he does feel the pressure right there. He feels the pressure, and he does step up in the pocket right there, which is great. And this throw is an absolute dart. It's very good mechanics. Everything here was wonderful quarterbacking play, and Evan Ingram should have just secured this ball. Instead of looking to run with it, he should have secured the ball. He should have secured the catch, and Evan Ingram will tell you that he should secure the catch, okay? Just because Evan dropped a ball in the rain one time does not mean that the guy's not having one of his best seasons. Does not mean that he's not having a great season, okay? Evan Ingram is having a great, great season. So we're going to see here Mike Remmers here. Actually, I believe that's Nate Solder. So Solder kind of gets bull rushed there. That's a problem with these long-armed defenders of the Cardinals there. But Solder happens to recover. Daniel Jones here utilizes the pocket. Unbelievable job by Kevin Zeitler here, giving Jones the time to protect. And this is an absolute dime to this corner of the field. So Jones doing a great job, stepping up in the pocket, throwing this ball over the top of the linebacker's head. It was excellent, excellent job by Daniel Jones. Let's go to 3rd and 12. So I hope you guys are getting something out of it. I hope you enjoy watching the tape. Again, NFL Game Pass has all of this tape. So Jones what Jones does here, and again, it's a 4-man rush, and it looks like these guys are all playing quarters coverage. 4 safeties that are back, everybody guarding deep. That's what kind of happens. At least we have 3 guys that are guarding deep. So Jones here, what he's going to end up deciding to do is he sees Golden Tate in the middle of the field, and what Jones is going to do is he's going to rifle one in here. And this is, again, on 3rd and 12, and this is a spectacular throw because your odds of converting a 3rd and 12 are so slim, but that just shows you why you get Golden Tate. He knows how to find the holes in the zone defenses, and that's just a spectacular job. Second and 4. This play just sucked from the get-go. And then Mike Remmers holding. So this was a huge sequence because the Giants could have gotten points, but instead they don't. So Chandler Jones, the best pass rusher, one of the best in the NFL. He had 17 sacks in 2017. He had 13 last year. He's a top 10 sack guy. And there he's going to get around Mike Remmers. Jones's dropbacks are often too long. I want to see 5-step drops instead of 7, or even some 3-step drops. And there, Mike Remmers. It looks like he's holding him, right? But it also looks like he's kind of blocking him, and it looks like he's kind of flopping here. He has a little bit of jersey. As long as he doesn't have jersey, this should be fine. What Remmers should do is continue to push him. Instead of holding him, he should push him back. So Remmers does a decent job of sliding. He wants to usher Jones away. He should continue to do that. And again, I believe that Jones should be double-teamed, and you should allow Kevin Zeitler on his own to block in the middle, because I'm not worried about Kevin Zeitler. I'm worried about Chandler Jones, and that's what the Giants didn't seem to be worried about. You should allow Kevin Zeitler to be – Kevin Zeitler's an all-pro. He should be able to go one-on-one and win his matchup, but Chandler Jones with an old, aging Mike Remmers, that is where their matchup is. So I believe that your support should be, if Jalapeno, I think that the support should absolutely be with Mike Remmers. If you put in a tight end or a linebacker or somebody, that's where the support should be. So on this Saquon run on 2nd and 4, it's just a really good play by number 20 of the Cardinals, which might be a safety. His recognition skills are off the chart here, if you guys can see. His recognition skills are great. What he's going to do is, because of the motion, he steps in and he just correctly just darts up the A-gap. And it's just a really tough play for the Giants because it's decently blocked. But it's a tough play for the Giants to get to. He just blocks. It was a predictable call on 2nd and 4. The play calling is very, very predictable. So the Giants end up not getting any points. 3rd quarter now. 3rd quarter. So this is kind of a coverage sack. And again, you have one-on-one with, I believe, Chandler Jones here. But this is the point here. It's 3rd and 3. If you have Saquon Barkley in the game at all, you can run like off tackle to the left. It's 3rd and 3, they're only rushing 4 guys. This is just a terrible game plan by Pat Shurmur on 3rd and 3. You got to get an easy completion. You got to put guys in the slot here. You got to have middle of the field, especially against a really good pass rush, and your guys are not good at protecting Daniel Jones. So here Kevin Zeitler again doing a great job, but this slant is dead open. and this is the perfect play to check to, this slant. So once you roll everybody over, one-on-one coverage on the outside, I mean, cover one here, one-on-one, I mean, or even if it's cover three, the middle of the field here, this is going to be wide, wide open. I mean, just by their hash alignments, this is going to be open. And I don't get how Shurmur, doesn't teach Daniel Jones here to just hit a simple slant route. And this empty formation is just really stupid. And they're having Jones here. What they're trying to do with Jones here from the far hash is they're trying to have him hit Evan Ingram on kind of this pick route. And in fairness, the ball should have been out. But even so, it would have been tackled for a loss anyway. And even so, it's a long, long throw. But Jones here needs to throw to Ingram, needs to be faster. It's a pick route quickly. But on 3rd and 3, they're not even running with Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley is a top 5 running back in the NFL. They are not even thinking about running with him. It's an empty formation. You can't hit the slant. Jones here looking in the middle of the field, hesitating. Offensive line doing a really poor job again of not winning. And just a stupid play, and just didn't like it at all. This is better on 3rd and 4. Okay. So there's a couple of runs here that Saquon Barkley could have popped in this game. It looks here that Saquon could have popped this if he would cut outside, but it was kind of tough for Saquon to maybe see that. Let's see if he kind of could he have broken it to the left here? Could he have cut across the field out here? Possibly. But I like how they're trying to run the ball, except nobody accounts for 50. There's no chipping of him, and that's why he's able to get in there. Because if 50 doesn't get chipped, this could be a huge running play. So 50 needs to be chipped by Rhett Ellison or by Rashad Penny. 50 needs to be chipped. He comes in, nobody, even Tate, and nobody comes and chips him, and he's just able to come in here and blow this play up because Tate and these guys fumble all over themselves. Let's see. I think it's Tate, 15 here. Needs to block. Needs to chip 50 here. I don't know why he's hurrying up to that point. And Saquon Barkley here. Again, he's hesitating a tiny bit. If Saquon could hit the hole quickly, right here, just hit the hole. Again, he's trying to cut. Can't have him cut. He needs to hit the hole. See, that cut here, not good. Saquon needs to put his foot in the ground here. And I'm telling you guys, Saquon Barkley in this game, he missed some big-time runs. Oh, it's sacrilegious to insult Saquon Barkley. I understand what Giants fans are all about with Saquon Barkley. He's a great kid. He is a spectacular runner in the open field. He makes things happen. But he's overthinking it. He's trying to hit a home run all the time. Now, this is a much better call. This is a much better call. You have Saquon Barkley in here, so it's 3rd and 4. And here you actually have some targets that are closer into the receiver. And this is an easier formation to go against. It's man and Cody Latimer, I think. Or is that Fowler or Latimer? I think it's Latimer. He does a great job of breaking open. He does. Once again, not running the damn football. Once again, not running the ball. And Saquon Barkley here is now put in a one-on-one situation with a blitzing linebacker and Hassan Reddick trying to go play action. Again, not running the football. This offensive line not very good. And Hassan Reddick here, a first-round pick, actually makes an impact play. Think he's been underwhelming as a player? But listen, Hassan Reddick here, watch him put his foot in the ground here. Watch him go to the right. He just jukes out Saquon Barkley. Actually, Barkley's expecting a pass. It is sloppy, and Reddick blows that up. Blows that bleep up. two consecutive plays that I want to talk about here. I know that we are kind of slowly going through this video, but I didn't like the run-pass ratio in this game. And here, Saquon Barkley clearly misses a touchdown or a 20-yard gain on the ground, and you guys can actually see this from up above. So Saquon Barkley, I'm going to pause the video right here. So Kevin Zeitler pulls, and Zeitler does a spectacular job. So Kevin Zeitler does a spectacular job. So right here, Saquon Barkley needs to continue running the ball to the outside. His lane is blocked absolutely perfectly. He doesn't need to cut back to the middle of this field where Jalapeno is and these other guys. This is a play where Saquon needs to hit the hole decisively and cut through here. And a Mack truck can get through here. Any running back can get through here. And this, folks, is going to be him and Patrick Peterson on the outside. Saquon's going to get about 13 yards here, or at least maybe 15 yards, maybe something even more spectacular. But instead, he cuts it inside. So if Saquon right here would see, if he would see that there's a hole right there, if he would have that vision there, I just think that Saquon, again, for the upcoming game, that he should just stay on task. Look at this, Saquon Barkley. Look, it's a pulling guard, so the fact that they're pulling must mean that this play is directed to go anyway to the weak side. But Saquon Barkley decides to try to cut it back. He's trying to hit a home run here when really the play is right through the hole. The offensive line is supposed to be a run-blocking offensive line, and in fact, they're good at run blocking. So for the next coach that wants to come in here, that would actually run the ball instead of these little dump-off passes. Again, we've had two coaches that are obsessed with throwing short passes. The next coach that's going to come in here better just have some elaborate run schemes, because this can be a terrific run game. Like, we could have more drives like the Bills drive. Let's go to this play now. This is a travesty, okay? This is not knowing any personnel, okay? So what you're going to have is you're going to have Chandler Jones here, and he's going to be over here, and you have a tight end now blocking one of the best pass rushers in the NFL, a guy that has had double-digit sack seasons in his 7 years, like 5 out of his 7 years. Again, 17 sacks, I think maybe breaking Strahan's sack record. In 2017. The guy led the league in sacks, and last year he had 13 sacks. So he is the best defensive player on the Arizona Cardinals is Chandler Jones. He's going to be in Canton someday. He's the one guy on this bad defense with Vance Joseph that you had to worry about. And here you decide to have Evan Ingram blocking him one-on-one, and you also have Daniel Jones not noticing that Chandler Jones is on the field. So here a lot of people are going to blame Daniel Jones, but I blame the offensive line coach Hal Hunter. I also blame Pat Shurmur, because the point is that Evan Ingram here is getting no help on Chandler Jones. You should never have a tight end blocking Chandler Jones. And in fact, Kevin Zeitler is not even in there helping. You're not even highlighting your best offensive lineman in Kevin Zeitler. The thing that I see with the Giants a lot is I see their offensive line being way too hesitant in terms of with the pass rush. They are not getting up in people's faces and winning with the pass rush. They need to be more aggressive in winning. They're losing their leverage battles a lot. Even though they're not letting guys get by them in pass protect, they're not being aggressive either in pass protect and taking it to the defensive line. It's not a nasty offensive line. The rain starts to fall. And Jones did have some really impressive throws throughout the game. He did. Even if we go to the fourth quarter, I think that he had an amazing throw to Darius Slayton. He did right here. So Listen, I'm not too worried about Daniel Jones. I think that Daniel Jones will absolutely be fine. Um, I think that Jones throws a good deep ball. It was raining. But out here, I mean, look at this throw by Daniel Jones. I mean, Daniel Jones here, the offensive line again gets pushed back into the face. Even Will Hernandez does a crappy job, and Mike Remmers. Mike Remmers is not laterally quick, but Daniel Jones here going to hit this in route, and he's under complete duress, and this throw is a frozen rope. So Daniel Jones, the Giants can certainly improve. I think they got to run the ball more. Saquon Barkley's got to do a lot less dancing. He needs to hit the hole quickly, needs to follow blocking schemes. He needs to simplify his game because when Saquon talks about being better than his rookie season, he often talks about elaborate stuff. Saquon Barkley is probably trying to make the heroes run instead of just realizing that his offensive line is good and just being a part of the team. He's trying to play hero ball, and that can't happen. And here Hernandez just gets whipped up front, and Daniel Jones here. Hernandez in pass protection multiple times today. Look at this leverage here. He's just getting beat. And he's a little bit smaller guy. He's physical in the run game, but we need Hernandez. Hernandez needs to put the hands on quicker. Maybe Hernandez needs to jet up off the line. And Hernandez is just kind of waiting for this defensive player to come to him. And I want Hernandez also to go lower on this guy. See how he's gripping the top of his pads and not his chest? He needs to go low and push up on that guy. And he doesn't. And that's why he's losing the leverage battle. If you watch this game, the Giants up front lost the leverage battle. And they got to go quickly and start attacking these defensive players, okay? I don't even mind if they just blow by them. I don't want to see the Giants on their heels because that's what they were. The Giants were on their heels in this game a lot. So there's a lot to clean up. I think Shurmur's putting Jones in positions to fail a lot of the time, especially with the sack fumbles and also with just protection and not running Saquon Barkley, not shortening the game against Detroit, a team that's reeling, a team where you can run the ball on them, you can go play action pass. I expect the Giants to have a little bit of a better game plan, especially since Minnesota, a place where Shurmur's familiar with, just had success on Detroit. So Detroit is a reeling team. The Giants are 7-point underdogs, so they're getting a lot of points. I think the Giants can really make it a ball game. I think Detroit is really reeling right now. They've gotten over emotional losses. They've had a lot of emotional losses, and they're a team that's just gassed out and tired, and they're realizing that their playoff hopes are just about done. So I think the Giants are going in there. They're going to be motivated to clean up their mistakes. I think that it is going to be extremely competitive, and the Giants will have a chance to win the game. Alrighty, guys, thanks so much for watching the video.